Welcome to the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast infused with hip hop. I am Wood.
Made daily with organic, farm to table, localized, neuralized, sterilized, Scotch guarded for 2020 repellent, available online, not available on Sundays, Broken Pencil Logic. You stay classy, internet. I'm Suave Burgundy.
Yeah! Not Monty!
Booyaka shot, boy! You know what it is. Gangrene up in your face.
Another day, another dollar. And what comes after that? For me, another pair of sneakers, but I mean, you know, feel free to spend on what you're going to spend on.
Man. Yeah, sneaker game is out here out of control too. I've seen some fire this week, man. I'm glad I'm not in that mode where I need to be doing some foot game shopping. But man, I've seen some fire dropping this week.
Just retro the Ken Griffey Jr. Air Max 1 Freshwaters. For those of you who are of the retro 90s player signature ilk, may the gods of raffles and or available stock be with you. Bloodline 12s next week, so it's a lot going on.
Yeah,
I mean, hey, if any of my oozes in the ooze gang want to put in a good word and go ahead and send a pair over.
Rikishi, Haku, we talking to you. Jacob, you know you gang.
Hey, listen. Let me say this now before it goes south. You can't make me hate Jacob Fatu at all.
Boy.
Price just went up.
You can tell everything about him. Price just went up. New jewelry. Shout out to the new Samoan werewolf piece. The
flawless.
The diamond encrusted Cuban link necklace.
Again, flawless.
No more Puerto Rican Day Jordans. We got retros on deck. Monday, he pulled out the DT 96 Max Lows, aka the Jadors.
Jadors, boy.
You know, like, he is really living life. He is enjoying himself, and you can't make me hate him because every time I see him talk about it, he's incredibly grateful. He has not forgotten where he's coming from, and he's doing it for all the right reasons.
Don't let these storylines get you fucked up in real life.
You can't make me hate him. So whenever the internet wrestling community decides they're going to turn on Jacob, because that's what they do, just know, whatever it is you come up with, you can't make me hate him. So, just in case, hey, I won't send them. Well, see, here's the thing. Jacob going to have a pair of the Bloodline 12s. He just ain't going to wear them.
He going to wear them.
Yeah, he's not going to wear them on TV until, well, I take that back.
Not probably till SummerSlam.
Now that would be kind of slick though if he wore the shoes and still kicked Roman's ass with the shoes on.
I'm gonna tell you somebody else who's not on the radar who should be getting a pair like in the first drop.
Bronson Reed.
Absolutely, the Tribal Thief. He has to have a pair right here.
Cuz we ain't forgot about you.
You still out here, man. We waiting for you to come back, man. Get healthy, straight up.
Get well soon, because we see the vision.
Literally.
See what I did there?
I see what you did there. I like that.
Right, the shooter.
tinyurl.com/BPBC merch. Buy 4, get the 5th on me for free. 20% off. Ending soon. Both these promotions ending really, really soon. Wrestling events are happening throughout the Southeast. Both companies are crisscrossing right now, and there's about to be a lull in pay-per-views and PLEs. So you're only about to see live shows. So if you want to get active and get on TV with this Gangrene, do that there. Speaking of Gangrene, I was just telling Suave earlier. This is a 1-of-1 courtesy of In Crowd Clothing Company, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Black Wall Street rallies happening this weekend in Tulsa. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all show up and show out. My man Coco, CO2, Reverend Stephen Wayford, for all those uninitiated.
The energy it gives is like Broken Pencil Booking Company hybrid nexus.
I mean, look,
I can dig it.
I'm gonna give everybody the breakdown. Cash Me Out Crew. You know what I'm saying? That's the slogan. Cash Me Out. That's my man CO2. That's my man Pastor Rated. Commander Co, if you will.
Cash me outside.
You catch him at the rail yard, at the rail yard. What's that thing called? Might as well be a rail yard. Box Yard in Tulsa. He's got a suite out there at the Box Yard in Tulsa. He'll be out there. He'll be out there at the Black Wall Street rally. But this was a one of one. So the in crowd. This is the in crowd logo. Full 12 inches. Pause. Actually, might be 18 with the drip.
Hey yo.
Yeah, we outside defending simultaneously, and that's when you go see the doctor.
Hey, just let me out here up at the light, fam. I'll be all right. Just let me out up here at the light.
Yeah. So you see Commander Cole, tell him Danger One sent you, and
hey, I'm gonna make a proclamation since you said that about all these shows popping up in the Southeast and whatnot. The first person who gets on television wearing Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast merchandise is getting one of the belts from the Big Belt giveaway.
Damn. New rules.
Hey, we out here fucking around in a major way. Shout out to E40.
So speaking of, on that tinyurl.com/BPBC merch, you put in the coupon code BPBCBBG, get you 20% off. It's the only way you're getting 20% off. The buy four, get the fifth on me for free. I need proof of that on all the socials. At Broken Missile BC on what?
Everything.
And everything. Also, our benefactors. Oh man, speaking of benefactors, man, big shout out to Dave House and the House family. The passing of his mother. God bless. Thoughts and prayers are with you, brother, and we hope all is well. I forgot. I don't know how I forgot that last week, but I'm glad I got that out the way right now. But our thoughts and prayers are with you, and for the old earth, as they say, one time in the sky for her. This is your daily acknowledgement. That said, ServerVega.com. Shouts out Henry. Shouts out Gary. ServerVega.com. Hey, what we gonna do with that Server Vega, Suave?
Put some bass in your face with Server Vega audio.
You dig? Pro audio, motorcycle audio, power sports, of course your OEM car replacements, home audio, Bluetooth audio, marine audio. Suave, it's that season.
On a boat.
We on a boat out here, man. 20%, actually no, 25% off Memorial Day sale. They extended the Mother's Day sale through Memorial Day, and then also drop whatever you want to in the cart. Put in BPBC in your coupon code. It's gonna get you another 10% off.
Oh man, we stacking up savings.
And
Tower of Doom savings.
And they are getting active with the promotion. They've added more product onto the shop now onto the sales. So you go to the ServerVega.com website, top upper right hand corner, underneath your search link. There is a Memorial Day sale. You click on that. Everything that's on sale is listed there by price, by best-selling items. 66 items as of right now.
Get into the money because the money is to be got.
You dig. All right. So, anybody? Oh, of course, we can't miss this one. One. VitaHermosa.com, VitaHermosaCigars.com, excuse me. Vita Hermosa Cigars, it's a beautiful life. Smoking cigars is not a healthy alternative to smoking cigarettes, but it damn sure feels good. Must be 21. This weekend, today's date, Friday, May 15th, year of our Lord.
Year of our Lord.
I said year of our Lord.
Year of our Lord.
And God, I've never hated to play this piece more than I hate to play it right now because of what's happened today. 20 and 20. 6.
Mafia.
Yeah. I will be at a past and present NCAA coaches private golf tournament in Blowing Rock in Boone, North Carolina this coming Monday, May 18th.
Boom.
And then also on Saturday, May 23rd, I will be in Norlina, North Carolina at the Seven Springs Winery for the first ever Seven Springs Smokeout. So lots of black-owned brands out there being showcased. Of course, at the top of the list, yours truly, Vita Hermosa Cigars, This Beautiful Life, at Vita Hermosa Cigars on everything. Now, Suave, can we get into the shit?
Wait, shout out to the new content on Vita Hermosa Cigars social channel.
Yeah. There's a guy I know. My Saha, my partner in crime, my co-host, Mr. Suave Burgundy, who took some assets and made a nice little recap video. So if you want to know what you miss out at some of these smokeouts, the Charleston Smokeout recap and classic car show highlights are there in full effect. And
recaps.
Yeah, cigar smoking it's a lifestyle, but it ain't about your financial status, man. I know some broke people that smoke cigars, but it's all about how you enjoy the moment. Ergo, Vita Hermosa, it's a beautiful life.
Celebrate the moments of your life.
Now we can get into it. Last episode.
Previously on the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast, infused with hip hop,
which, as of the recording of this podcast, has not dropped yet. That's totally on us. I don't know how we did that one.
Wait, for real? We didn't drop that for real?
Nah.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn minute. Nah.
Remember, we had issues with the test subject last week. Remember, and we just kind of threw our arms up.
Oh. So we went back and put that one in the chamber and never released it. Oh,
so we stacking up in here.
I take it.
It's a win.
That means we're gonna work our way into a week off somewhere in here somewhere.
Because if it's a win, make it a win.
Yeah. Before we dropped that, were we supposed to drop that at the beginning of the week or something?
We were, and the week got away from us, which is fine. It's okay. It's totally okay. We dropped our own ball, pause, but we can pick that ball back up, pause, and keep it moving.
Wild.
So, to let the people know what they missed, because obviously they will not be hearing this the week of May 15th.
I mean, yeah, well, yeah, because we got some. Yeah, this will work. This will live.
Absolutely. This is a timeless episode. We're not working on any happenings that's going on. We've gone through on episode 271 WrestleManias 1 through 11. And then
was it 1 through 11?
No, 1 through 21. I'm sorry. We went 1 through 21. And then we picked up on episode 272 with WrestleManias 22 through 32.
Correct.
Naming the MVPs of each WrestleMania. Not the most valuable players, but the most valuable matches. MVP matches of WrestleMania.
What did those matches produce? Revenue-wise, future storyline-wise, just how valuable was it to the product as a whole? Not what's the best match on the card, not what match got spent the most money to promote. Which match at the end of the night added the most net value to the product, to the company, to the people involved, and to us, the viewing public?
Overall.
So we count dollars. We got to make it make sense. And, we let them keep the change.
Yeah. So we're going to start off this episode with WrestleMania 33. Suave, you want to recap 21 or 22 through 32?
22 through 32. Yeah, we can run it down right quick. So just to give you an idea of the type of matches we're picking, we'll run down 22 through 32. WrestleMania 22 MVP, Rey Mysterio's three-way match with Kurt Angle and Randy Orton. WrestleMania 23, hair versus hair involving you know who and you know who. WrestleMania 24, the Money in the Bank match. WrestleMania 25, The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. WrestleMania 26, The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. WrestleMania 27, John Cena versus The Miz. WrestleMania 28, Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus. WrestleMania 29, Rock versus Cena. Número 2. WrestleMania 30, Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker. WrestleMania 31, Lesnar versus Roman, and then eventually versus Seth Rollins, that is. And WrestleMania 32, the end of the Divas era, the ushering in of the Women's Revolution, and that three-way match, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair.
Well done, sir. Well done. And who won that match?
Chick Flair.
And
is she? Yeah.
That was the last. I believe she would have been the last Divas champion because that's when the women's title came back.
Yeah. We got that Divas situation all the way out the paint. They made a big deal of it. It was a whole package that they shot as a part of WrestleMania 32. Believe if you can still find it because we no longer have a WWE network or a centralized home for all WWE content. It might be a little more difficult to find now, but you can definitely get a hold of it and at least see some of what happened. But once you hear what we do here with 33 through 42, you'll understand more about the MVP process, or you could go back to 271 and do this the way you're supposed to in chronological order.
That's what we're here for. If you got time to watch and listen to us, you got time to figure it out and go back and revisit, even if you've done it before. If you haven't done it before, welcome to the gang.
It's road trip season. Go ahead and run all 3 of these back to back.
WrestleMania 33, live from Orlando, Florida. This one was kind of crazy for a number of reasons. Number one, TNA was making waves at this point. This is post Good Try Terry, post Eric Bischoff, and really post Dixie Carter by this point, because she was if she wasn't already out the door, her foot was already on her ass. But Jeff Jarrett had came back and was starting the Global Force thing, but there were names that were moving around with the dissolution of what we knew then as the great TNA to just TNA, and then this inception of an idea called Global Force. So Orlando naturally being the longtime home for TNA after the TNA Asylum, WWE had already made waves in Orlando with NXT going into Full Sail, things of that nature.
Ring of Honor's back doing pretty good business. This is around
Supercard was down in Orlando for that year.
Yes, and it played into on this card.
Yes.
Isn't this like the I won't say the peak of Bullet Club, but this is like during the height of
the fuse was lit and people saw the smoke.
This is what leads you to the inception of AEW. This is what is pushing you forward towards the first all-in independent pay-per-view. Yeah, so like wrestling is in a pretty decent place because you have a lot of different options. And as we've all said numerous times, the more options you have with professional wrestling, the better it is for everyone.
Absolutely. And this really proved that point. Well, first off, before we get into the matches, this pre-show started at like 3 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, this is still one night WrestleMania land.
And if there was ever a reason to go to a 2-night WrestleMania, this was it, because I remember I was in my garage in my little WrestleMania chair watching with my, my beverages and my cigars. It started raining. The rain felt great. Fell asleep watching this a couple times. And the pre-show matches were longer than what you would anticipate pre-show matches to be. And they were damn good matches at that, considering the story. Of course, you had the Andre.
The Dre.
Neville defeated Austin Aries for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. That's how active the Cruiserweight division was at this point. Right. Dean Ambrose defeated Baron Corbin for the Intercontinental Championship. All this is on the pre-show. And those three matches were over with damn near 45 minutes total for pre-show matches.
I'm a little shocked that a member of the Shield was on the pre-show.
After main eventing, a previous 2.
Yeah, he's got to be a former world champion at that point.
Who, Ambrose?
Yeah, gotta be.
No, I think he won the world championship after he lost the Intercontinental Championship.
What year is this?
This is 2015? 2016. Okay. 2016. No, wait. 2017.
16, okay, 16 is 32. He wins the title this year because the brand split happens after this.
Yep.
Boom.
All right. So
SmackDown moved back to USA and Shane McMahon popped out.
in fact, Shane McMahon was actually on this card against AJ Styles. In fact, it was the curtain jerker.
Indeed.
Kevin Owens defeated Chris Jericho for the U.S. Championship. That was that was when they had the celebration of friendship.
Yeah, and Jericho was making the list and the whole thing. Famously, this match got rave criticism from one Vincent Kennedy afterwards. He was not pleased with what he got.
I wonder. Like I just sometimes you gotta wonder.
I don't wonder at all. Like it just for WrestleMania. I'm not sure what the plan was. and like we never criticize the talent. We're usually looking at the business side, the booking side, decisions being made. It just felt like I can't even call it. It just didn't. It didn't come together for Vince. I was looking for something different than what I got. I won't say I didn't enjoy it. It was just not what I expected.
I can dig that. Not to be overshadowed too. This was probably peak popularity for New Day to this point, as they were actually the hosts for WrestleMania this year.
AKA, we don't want to book y'all. And especially if we got to put you over.
But what's crazy is they put themselves over more by not even being in a match. I'll get to that in a second.
Bing bong.
Fatal 4-way for the women's Raw Championship, or Raw Women's Championship. Chick Flair, Nia Jax, Sasha Banks, and Bayley with their champion Bayley coming out of it. Fatal 4-way was a triple threat for the Raw Tag Team Championships. The Good Brothers, Gallows and Anderson, taking on Sheamus and Cesaro, the Bar, if you will. If you watch this match, Cesaro took a nasty turnbuckle hit and actually literally got his teeth pushed in about 2 inches.
You ever edge?
So the reason why he talks with a lisp and sometimes still wears a mouth guard now is because of this match. Tough as nails.
Like he pushed in, man, big time.
Enzo Amore and Big Cass in this match, and then as the match begins, as we think the match is about to start, New Day comes out and announces a fourth team to make this a fatal 4-way, and it's a returning Matt and Jeff Hardy.
Super pop.
And I mean it was loud. It was one of those ones, especially for a stadium. It was one of those ones.
The Hardys in a ladder match, like now that's a WrestleMania return and a tag title win that people could get behind.
Yep.
Not which we'll talk about later in this list.
And they look to be in tip-top form too, considering how long they had been gone from WWE as a unit.
Hell, they had just worked Supercard the night before.
In a mixed tag match, John Cena and Nikki Bella taking on the Miz and Maurice. That aged like goat milk.
Like cottage cheese in the sun.
Seth Rollins defeated Triple H in a non-sanctioned match.
Cena proposed after that match. That was the WrestleMania moment to come out of all of that.
And it aged like goat's milk. Randy Orton defeated Bray Wyatt for the WWE Championship, and thank goodness this was the comeback for the or the get back for the what was that Mountain Dew? What was that Mountain Dew match that was at the Royal Rumble?
Wait, Mountain Dew.
That was like
this is before.
This was before that match. Oh, so it's about almost a year before that. Oh God, that's terrible.
Mountain Dew is like 2023.
No. The match, the cinematic match.
Oh yeah, that's later this year.
Okay,
I think.
Yeah,
it's either before this. No. You're right. I
want to say it was Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber that year.
No, because Elimination Chamber is when Bray won the title.
Okay, so it definitely was probably the top of the next year then.
I think it's during 2017 after the split, after the brand split. It's one of those I don't want to say off-brand pay-per-views, but it's not a big five. And that's where they had the cinematic match, and then there's a car chase kind of in it, but when they leave the house, it's dark outside, but it's still daytime at the arena.
Was that not the Inferno match? The House of Horrors. That was at Payback. Damn, was that the next pay-per-view?
I knew exactly what you were talking about. 100%.
So that had to be the next pay-per-view. Damn, that aged horribly too. Golly.
Payback 2017.
What's the date on that?
If my internet will cooperate and my mobile device, we'll have an answer for you here in a second.
Let's see here.
April 30th.
Yep. So that was the next pay-per-view. Sheesh.
Yep. So that was the rematch, and yeah, they shit the bed on the production.
And another WrestleMania rematch that should have never happened. Brock Lesnar defeats Goldberg for the WWE Universal Championship.
I was cool with that one because that was like 10 minutes of chaos, and the right guy won.
The match was only 4:45.
It was better than the one in WrestleMania 20.
That's a low bar. That's like Chronic versus Undertaker and Kane.
It's like the APA versus Public Enemy.
6-pack challenge for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. Alexa Bliss, who's the champion going into it, Becky Lynch, Carmella, Mickie James, and Natalya, all defeated by Naomi, who wins her first women's championship solo title at this point. And then also in the no holds barred match, Roman Reigns takes on The Undertaker. Defeated him. There are a few matches that stick out here for the MVP. There's an obvious choice, but there's a few matches that stick out. Number one, no one saw, maybe she did, but no one saw the trajectory of Naomi in 2017 to where she is right now, even out with baby. The Naomi that we got by the time she went out with baby, tip-top form Naomi. The heel that I hated became the person that I loved the most on the entire roster, and she had to leave to go give birth. Shame on me for hating her for that.
We did good business with the glow run though. We did good business with that. That was kid friendly. The entrance was over.
Even when she left, she took it to TNA and got over with it there.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so we did good business with that. But yeah, I think a world title run probably gave her the confidence to say, you know what, screw you guys, I'm going on.
On top of that, again, here we are with 6 women in this match in the co-main event. Women had not had that main event at WrestleMania by this point, but this shows the prowess of the women's revolution. Also, speaking of women's revolution, the 4-way elimination match for the women's Raw Women's Championship was also an MVP candidate simply because of the competitors. Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, Bayley. Everybody is at least a one-time women's champion in that bunch.
Okay.
And all are still very relevant, even though Sasha Banks hasn't been on TV in over 6 months, still very relevant.
Ultimo Monet is enjoying a well-deserved break after 66 consecutive title reigns.
Concurrent consecutive title reigns.
Concurrent consecutive.
But by far the MVP of this match, of this WrestleMania, Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker. We got go ahead.
Self-explanatory by the next night on Raw.
Man,
5 minutes of
10 minutes.
Okay. 10 minutes of uninterrupted booing. And a one-phrase mic drop.
Every time he put the mic to his mouth, pause.
Yeah, in the same vein of Vicky Guerrero and even nowadays Dominic Mysterio. Just unrelenting boos.
Four stellar words to shut it all down in WrestleMania. It's my yard now.
And I mean, the proof's in the pudding. It's still his yard. He done pulled up the original grass and put down AstroTurf. It's his yard.
It's his yard.
It's his yard.
Pee on it if you want to. The rain is going to wash it away.
What are you going to do?
WrestleMania 34. We take it to New Orleans. Back to New Orleans. The scene of the crime where Brock Lesnar ended the Undertaker streak. We go back just a few years later because why we can. No other reason. By this point, the Hardys are back wrestling singles. The women actually have a WrestleMania battle royal. It wasn't the Mae Young. It was the
was it the Moolah?
Moolah, which that aged like goat milk.
Everybody relax.
You want to empower women. The last person you want to put on that to empower women is to name an event or name a match after a person who did so far or so little to empower women other than herself.
Should have been the
yeah. Oh snap!
You know what? Okay, next Broken Pencil BC Awards. That's what we got to start naming our female wrestler of the year. The Jacqueline. It's the Jacqueline Award.
The Miss Texas.
The Miss Tejas.
All right, the Miss Jacqueline Award. All right, or the Jazz Award. We can go with Jazz too because Jazz is game.
We're gonna have to rock paper scissors for that because pause.
Sir.
Everybody just relax.
Everybody just chill. Everybody chill.
In an emergency situation, the main thing is to remain calm. But yeah, we gonna name this award after somebody.
Kicking off the show, we had a triple threat for the IC title. Champion The Miz loses to Finn Balor. Also, they both lose to Seth Rollins. SmackDown Women's Championship. Boy. Charlotte Flair defeats Asuka. Man. And
I just stopped being mad about this.
Asuka was 500 days undefeated as NXT champion. Comes to WWE to lose to Charlotte, who's the champion at WrestleMania.
You had one job.
Keep it going. What was the harm in keeping it going?
I mean, it would have been Flair Sting to a degree.
Literally, you had the face paint and you had the Flair. Like, come on, man.
Face paint and a Flair is gonna work every time.
Or if you want to be racist about a Flair Muda, however.
Exactly. You want to be regionally correct? Cool. Flair versus Muda. But anytime there's a Flair and somebody with face paint, we finna get to the money.
Oh man. For a fatal 4-way for the US title, champion Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Rusev, and Jinder Mahal, who becomes the new United States champion in this match. Mixed tag match, which was a precursor from the previous. Actually, this wasn't previous because this was the Rock getting active. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon defeated by Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey. The SmackDown SmackDown Tag Team Championships in the triple threat match. The Usos, who are your champions, taking on the New Day, and they're defeated by the Bludgeon Brothers of Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. John Cena loses to The Undertaker in a singles match. And Cena was, if I'm not mistaken, Cena was just in the crowd and had nothing to do.
Correct.
And then this match came out of nowhere.
They did this kind of different thing where Cena was calling out The Undertaker, kind of flirting with a heel presentation because he was shooting on Undertaker a little bit.
Vintage Cena.
Crowd. Huh?
Vintage Cena. Nothing new.
Yeah, nothing new, especially at this time. Nothing new. He's in the crowd drinking beers, kicking it with the fans. All of a sudden, the Undertaker shows up. Well, actually, Undertaker doesn't show up. Cena gets a producer in his ear that walk up and tell him that, I guess the Undertaker's here. He hops the rail, literally sprints up the ramp to get ready. Then they have this match, and it's essentially an impromptu squash.
Yep. Cena got what he wanted.
To a degree, it's one of those where I feel like I understand the why because they told the story, but looking back on it, like, man, that's not what we wanted. That's not what we asked for. I'm glad you gave us something, but yeah, that's not what we asked for.
And a good match, but the whole story of this one was crazy. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn taking on Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. And if Owens and Zayn had won this match, they would have been rehired to SmackDown as they were fired previously. All right. For the Raw Women's Championship,
I ain't had nothing for that one.
Alexa Bliss, who's now being seconded by Mickie James, who's the champion, is defeated by Nia Jax to get her first WWE Women's Championship reign.
We were so close to doing it right with Nia Jax. We were so close right then. So close.
For the WWE Championship and a New Japan fans gushing moment, Shin Splint Nakamura takes on AJ Styles, the champion. AJ retains. Good, probably the match of the night, but it's not the MVP, unfortunately. For the Raw Tag Team Championship, and a match that's soon forgotten, probably the LVP of any WrestleMania, Sheamus and Cesaro, who are your champions, lose to Braun Strowman and a 10-year-old named Nicholas.
Boy.
And because of labor laws, Braun Strowman and Nicholas had to vacate the WWE Raw Tag Team Champions the next night on Raw.
I don't understand. I don't understand. What the fuck are we doing? Who made this decision? You know what? If it was a real life Make-A-Wish kid, I'd have let that one go.
I believe this is either a producer or a referee's son was what it came out to be.
Somebody should have been putting a rear naked choke behind this decision.
Regardless, it was a plant that no one appreciated.
It didn't make any sense.
It was. I think the idea was that Braun Strowman could beat them with anybody.
Okay, if that's the case, do something else. He could have brought a dog.
You could have hired a real wrestler who was in the crowd and gave him a shot. How about that?
Where was Ellsworth when this happened?
I think he was gone by this point, but great call.
James Ellsworth, Gilbert, anybody.
Dwayne Gill, and I think Dwayne Gill. I think he was had elements at this by this point, but yes.
Zach Gowen,
Eugene Dinsmore.
Come on, bro. Just.
And for the main event,
there was a lot of not trying. There was a hell of a lot of not trying creatively.
For the main event, we had the WWE Universal Championship. Brock Lesnar, the champion, defeated Roman Reigns.
And this was Vince playing hopscotch. Or playing
double Dutch.
I'm in, I'm out. I'm in, I'm out. It's Roman, it's Brock. It's Roman, it's Brock. That's such good shit. You motherfucker.
Sadly, even though the fans hated this one, that's your main event. I mean, that's your MVP.
I got a different answer.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Talk to me.
I'm going Kurt Angle, Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon.
Please explain yourself.
Fantastically mapped out debut for Ronda Rousey. They made her look like $1 million. And as you know, we turned around and we got money with Ronda Rousey for the next year.
We got money with Ronda Rousey for the next, sadly, 5 years.
No, because we're at 34. She's a part of the main event at 35. After she loses at 35, the bloom's off the rose. She takes a break, comes back. When she comes back, it's nothing like it was the first time.
This is true.
They booked her horribly. They couldn't figure out what she was supposed to be, whether it be heel or face. They didn't really continue the momentum from what they had before. So she went from being baddest woman on the planet to just another person on the roster. So we weren't getting money. We were just booking Ronda Rousey to be a weekly talent, which that don't work. But for that 1 year stretch, we was getting to it because I don't think she had a match that underwhelmed during that particular run. From 34 to 35, we was getting money. We was handling business. We main evented at WrestleMania, which is the first time for women to do that. So it's a monumental situation. I feel like that's probably your MVP, only because you didn't do right by Roman in the main event. And not to say that Brock is ever a bad choice if you have two options on who your champion should be. But if Roman is the guy you're making the long-term investment with, you didn't do right by him in this situation. And you didn't do right by the people in attendance.
See, this is where absolutely you didn't, because they walked out on this match. This is where watching Unreal turns an opinion against me. Because had we not been privy and we stick to the script of what we're doing, we don't look at the business aspect of the long-term play with Brock Lesnar and Roman. We just talk about what happened during this show, which leads us to where we got to at WrestleMania this year on ESPN. To add to your point though, because we have played into the future of business as a whole, whether it be WWE to AEW, WWE to TNA or whatever, what have you.
Right.
Here's where I jump off the Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns bandwagon and side with you.
Okay.
Saturday, May 16th on Netflix, there's an MMA card with the main event being Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano. The same platform that WWE is currently on for Monday Night Raw, Unreal, and a ton of other past WWE programming that was previously landed on Peacock and the WWE Network, that has slowly found pieces of its home on Netflix. Ronda Rousey, who is no longer affiliated in any shape, form, or fashion with WWE other than her past, is main eventing an MMA match on that very same platform. That, my friend, is money.
I'll take it a step further. Even with as bad as the relationship has gotten between Ronda Rousey and WWE, or as bad as the relationship has gotten between Ronda Rousey and professional wrestling fans, if you brought her back under the right circumstances right now, we would be getting money. And we would be getting money.
There's only one person who's not petty enough to pull that off. And he ain't around. Vincent Kennedy.
I mean, I would like to think that a couple of people involved have a little less ego, but I'm also kind of lying to myself too.
There's that. We fast forward to 35. WrestleMania 35 is this year. Phoenix, Arizona. Was it Phoenix, Arizona? No, was that Phoenix? No, it was MetLife. It was in New York City, MetLife Stadium, or out the outskirts of New York City, Jersey.
Yeah, this is the full workday WrestleMania.
Yeah, there was so much coming out of this one. People complaining about Uber rides because it got out so late. Hotels overbooked, understaffed. And this was a very, 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 very long day.
Unspeakably long.
Transit authority was crippled. 4 pre-show matches. One of them was for the cruiserweight title, and that was the culmination of a tournament. There was another women's battle royal. The tag team division had taken a dive as the Raw Tag Team Championship was defended, and the Revival, Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson, you FTR for those uninitiated,
Dax Harwood and
Cash Wheeler, taking on and defeated by Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, aka the Edgeheads.
Outside of a decade, hey, they didn't yahoo us this time. That's crazy. For a company outside of a decade stretch, of
different platform. That's why.
But outside of that window, they have historically not been supportive of tag team wrestling, mainly because that means there are more people that you have to pay when tag team wrestling is a thing. You're paying 4 as opposed to paying 2, or in a triple threat paying 3. And now more than ever, dollars and cents is a thing that gets fixated on because, TKO is trying to eat up
everything.
Everything. They're trying to squeeze blood out of turnip when it comes to getting money. They're trying to squeeze blood out of turnip, and there are certain entities under that umbrella that are not doing as financially well, and you got to make up that slack somewhere.
And even moreover, God forbid the tag team division be good.
God forbid we have what we ask for.
Man,
as a paying customer.
And for the first time, we hear the phrase from Paul Heyman: "If you're not going on last, you better damn well be first." For the WWE Universal Championship, champion Brock Lesnar is defeated by Seth Rollins.
Boy, if that ain't making it a win. A 7-figure payday, and I'm at home before it gets dark.
Before it gets dark, not even before it's over, before it gets dark. If you don't believe me, listen to the rest of the card.
When I say home, I don't mean the hotel room.
We're talking about Canada.
Right.
To the ranch.
They were in New York. That man made it back to Canada.
Boy. Let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. That was a great match too.
It was, but you know how sometimes like the expectations are so high. For those two, my expectations were unrealistic.
Yeah,
I was expecting a video game. I didn't get a video game
because Randy's involved, and then AJ was, he's creeping up on 40 at this point.
It's not even the fact that like they're getting up in age. It's just the fact of they're both consummate professionals. They don't subscribe to new school or modern logic when it comes to certain things. So they're going to work a story before they try to just work moves.
And Randy has always just done Randy, like unapologetically. No different here. Fatal 4-way for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. The Bar taking on Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev, Aleister Black and Ricochet, and the champions who retain the Usos.
Who's gang is that bang?
Falls Count Anywhere match. Shane McMahon versus The Miz. This was peak Miz. This is coming off of the whole Daniel Bryan verbal feud before Daniel Bryan actually came back, because Daniel Bryan's actually in this WrestleMania.
Miz as a face is always an interesting situation,
especially in a street fight. Come on.
Miz as a face in a street fight against Shane McMahon.
The WWE's crash test dummy logo himself.
Bruh.
Like Mick Foley looks at Shane McMahon in a Falls Count Anywhere match and is like, damn.
Darby Allin wishes he could fall off shit like Shane McMahon.
And Shane McMahon wishes he could fall off shit like Shane McMahon.
like think about how crazy that is though. Like, because we see Darby Allin take some extreme bumps. Shane McMahon has topped that several times in his career in real life and outweighs Darby by at least 100 pounds.
Almost 20 years prior to, fell off the top of a Tron. We ain't talking about 65 inches. We talking about 65 feet. Boy, listen. Padded or not, that's not some shit you want to do and hope that you walk away from. You just, I'm here now. And that Shane McMahon.
It just, yeah. Like, the suplex in this match is a hot 40. So, this 40, 60, height be damned. Shane gonna fall off of it.
Yeah, if it's there and it's tall and it's God forbid, pause. I say erect, he jumping off of pause.
Hey, yo, see yourself out.
Fatal 4-way for the women's tag team championships. Beth Phoenix and Natalya, Nia Jackson, Tamina. The champions, Boston Hug, Bayley, and Sasha Banks, and they lose to the Iconics, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. Now known as the Inspiration with 2 eyes. For the WWE Championship, this is where we get Kofi Mania coming full circle.
This is the MVP.
Daniel Bryan loses to Kofi Kingston. And this is by far, without question, the MVP. Speaking of MVP, as he was watching with Bobby Lashley in a bar outside somewhere of New York City, moved to tears in real time. You gotta love it. For the United States Championship, Samoa Joe taking on Rey Mysterio, who loses by technical submission. Joe choked him out.
Quickly.
Drew McIntyre defeated by Roman Reigns. No holds barred match. Batista versus Triple H. This was a retirement match for Batista. Nothing much to say about that other than the fact it was just them two going at it for the last time. The last time we see Batista in the wrestling ring. Kurt Angle, go ahead.
I think the crowd just after Kofi won the title, in most years that is how you go off the air for WrestleMania. You basically started night 2 right after that.
Yep.
So it was like you started to see some fatigue from the crowd.
But there's a reason why it didn't happen where we wanted it to. And I don't know why Roman Reigns and Drew went after this match, let alone Joe and Mysterio. But we'll get to why this happened.
You know why.
Baron Corbin defeated Kurt Angle, which here's another thing I don't understand. Back-to-back retirement matches. You had 30 minutes in back-to-back basically an hour worth of TV time in retirement matches.
I'm certain that Shelton Benjamin was still employed by the company at this point.
I think this is when Shelton was supposed to come back and was hurt and couldn't make his debut because of that shoulder injury.
I think that might have been a year before.
It was a long recovery.
True. So I'm certain we could get a hot mixtape going of people who could have filled that role of
Angle retirees or retirers. Yeah. Oh man, easy. Hell, one's on this next match for the Intercontinental Championship. Your champion Bobby Lashley with Leo Rush. Lashley loses to the Demon Finn Balor.
Good stuff.
Bobby Lashley could have been the one to retire Kurt Angle.
Samoa Joe 2 matches before.
Oh boy, you want to talk about tearing the house down? Even in a retirement match, that'd have been like Flair and Triple and HBK for a certain group of people. But I just don't think anybody wanted to see a harken back to TNA for that. I digress. And then for the final match, this one is an honorable mention for MVP for a couple of reasons. And is also self-explanatory. Winner take all for the Raw Women's Championship and the SmackDown Women's Championship. Ronda Rousey and Chick Flair lose to Becky Lynch. The reason why this is not MVP is because of the finish. No other reason. Granted, Kofi Mania was running wild on you, and it still would have been the MVP, but this would have had better contention had this finish been there, simply because of the people that were involved. Because they're all Chick Flair, 14-time world champion. Becky Lynch is doing wonders with the Intercontinental Championship, even though it's a relatively new title to WWE. The Women's Revolution is in full swing here. And this is also after the Women's Revolution pay-per-view, which happened in the previous summer. So that's your WrestleMania 35. And again, the MVP, Kofi Kingston, Kofi Mania, defeating Daniel Bryan.
Actual factuals.
which is kind of crazy when you think about this. That match was filled with two people who were powered by the people. The movement of the people powered that particular match. It paid off. Now, here's where shit gets weird. Our first 2-night WrestleMania is in a box. We are inside. There's literally one fan in the building, and it's about 60 feet wide, spinning atop the ring.
Industrial.
We are wrestling with no crowd in a warehouse in a WWE WrestleMania. Let that sit for a second. This was supposed to have been at Raymond James Stadium, and they said we'll be damned. And by they, I mean the world. Let's run through the card. Night 1.
What you gonna do when the pandemic runs wild on you?
And they had the nerve to have a pre-show match. For the women's tag team championships, the Kabuki Warriors, your champions, pinned by Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. Elias defeated King Corbin, or as I was calling him at the time, King Kong Corbin. That was a fun time. Becky Lynch defeats Shayna Baszler for the Raw Women's Championship. Hold on one second, Swab. I've got a little issue popping off here.
Pause.
No, we good. Hold on. We about to have a whole shutdown if I don't do something quick though. Boy, Apple know what they doing, don't they? They trying to get me outside and up in this simultaneously. A whole Andre 4 stacks later. Loading, coming soon. Sami Zayn retains the Intercontinental Championship against Daniel Bryan. And he was being flanked by Cesaro, or Sami Zayn was being flanked by Cesaro and Shin Splint, while Daniel Bryan was being flanked by Drew Gulak. The crazy thing about this was roughly a year later is when we got one of the greatest matches ever from Daniel Bryan on TV, and it was his exodus as he went to AEW right afterwards. Triple threat ladder match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. And it's kind of crazy that we had this match like this, but you had one representative from each team. Kofi Kingston for the New Day, Jimmy Uso for the Usos, and John Morrison for Miz and Morrison. Was it Miz and Morrison? That wasn't Miz and Morrison, was it? I want to say they did Miz and Morrison.
They did a reunion?
I believe so. I may be wrong.
I mean, it could be. Yeah, I don't know. That one eludes me.
But John Morrison was the winner and was the recipient of both tag team belts. I'm the tag team champions. Let's see here. Give me 1 second here. Yep, it was Miz Morrison. There was a reunion. That's right, because that's when they was rapping. Yeah, that. Yeah. No DQ match. Kevin Owens defeated Seth Rollins. Braun Strowman defeats Bill Goldberg for the WWE Universal Championship, and in a Boneyard match.
KO off the sign, you.
In a Boneyard match, AJ Styles loses to The Undertaker in a 35-minute cinematic just piece of genius.
The cinematic era.
For me, simply because of what was happening, where we were, that's my MVP for night 1. And it was
doing one for each night.
Yeah, that's because that's how this whole thing started with 42.
Ooh, yeah, I'll go with that.
Plus, it was Undertaker's last match on at WrestleMania.
Bray and Randy in 2017 at Payback walked so this match could run.
Big shouts out to Jeremy Borash for this one, man, because he got in his bag for this one. Night 2 for the NXT Women's Championship. Champion Rhea Ripley loses to Chick Flair as Chick Flair goes back to NXT for a moment in time.
We keep doing this.
Bobby Lashley defeated by Aleister Black when Bobby Lashley is doing a in the middle of a cuck angle with Lana of all people. Dolph Ziggler defeated by Otis.
Why?
Edge defeats Randy Orton in a last man standing match for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Angel Garza and Austin Theory are defeated by your champions, the Street Profits. Very quick match there. Fatal 5-way for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. Sasha Banks, Lacey Evans, Tamina, and Naomi lose to Bayley, who was the champion. Firefly Funhouse match, John Cena versus The Fiend, Bray Wyatt.
We had so many arguments about this match.
Dog, remind me because in reverence, I smile with this match.
The Petty Messiah hated this match so much. I thought it was absolute brilliance.
So I'm on the same page because I still think back. I'm like, this was a fun ass match.
We liked it. He hated it. I understood the storytelling. So it's like, if you watch the match back again, try in your mind to put physical activity to the visuals you're getting. So when Cena comes out dressed, for example, when Cena comes out dressed as the NWO, that's him embracing his heel side, which means during that match, there's some cheating going on.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that kind of gives you an idea of where all this is going. The whole thing where Bray is dressed up and they're doing like Saturday Night's Main Event, early 90s, late 80s shtick is kind of going into the fact that at the time of this, Firefly Funhouse is incredibly over. Like, he is very much beloved by the audience, regardless of what he's doing or who he's doing it to.
If you see The Fiend, it's a wrap.
That's it. That's all. And it just, for me, it worked because I understood. My understanding of the match made it entertaining for me. Some people did not agree. Some people, just didn't see the vision. No pun intended. For me, I got it, so it was cool for me. I wanted to eventually hear an explanation and a breakdown, which is something somebody should sit Cena down and ask him. And hey, Cena, if you just so happen to want to do, some outside press,
pull up.
The door is open. We will pull up a chair. We'll make a third square just for you, pal.
And now we don't have to make shirts with larger sleeves on them just for you either. The ones we got will fit just fine. Match of the night for me was Edge versus Randy Orton, but the MVP by far was The Fiend versus John Cena.
Of night 2?
Wait, yeah. Hold on. Back. We still got two more matches. Well, one more match, technically two, but we'll get to that in a second. Drew McIntyre defeats Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. And then right after that, Big Show has smoke with Drew McIntyre, and then an impromptu match breaks out after WrestleMania, and Drew McIntyre retains.
The only way they would have ever booked something like that at a WrestleMania is because no one is there. That wasn't fair to Big Show. It didn't really make a whole lot of sense for Drew, even though it's like, okay, we're putting you over two giants back to back.
And what does this mean for Raw? Like, there's nobody there.
It's just, and they showed it the next night. They didn't show it like
right. It was after Mania went off the air, and they showed it on Raw.
Why? That makes no sense.
And show lost. So again, why?
Hey, riddle me this. What night was Strowman and Goldberg?
Night 1.
That was 1 or 2. Damn, that was gonna be my MVP. Got his ass up out of there. I'm gonna actually go Drew versus Lesnar.
Really?
Hear me out on this. Drew's next Drew's next 5 years are based on what happened here. Because he won the title, never got to celebrate in front of a live crowd.
I've said it on this show. Numerous times. He needs to get a chance to run it back with a live crowd. I keep saying, I said it on social media. You're absolutely right.
We've already had that opportunity. He's gotten to run it back with a live crowd. He's built a brand off of that. The internet took ownership of him based on the fact that he deserves a chance to run with the title with live crowds. Been there, done that. Cool. Appreciate you. But his next 5 years of creative, this is the nucleus, this is the epicenter of the next 5. And for someone who's booked at the top of the card the way Drew has been for the last 5 years, I mean, what's more of an MVP than that?
And now we get back into the shit. 37, Tampa round 2, the Raymond James redo. WrestleMania Night 1 starts off with rain.
This is the debut on Peacock. It's
raining. We have a delay. People are thinking that WrestleMania is not happening or that there's a feed issue because it's delayed because of the rain. Mm-hmm. But we got a live ass show. Let's run this one down. To kick it off, for the WWE Championship, Drew McIntyre loses to Bobby Lashley.
In front of people.
Wait, but Drew wasn't the champion. But again, in front of people.
In front of people. And I get it. I get it. Yeah. But we on Lashley time right now. It's her business season.
In a tag team turmoil match, the last two teams standing were Natalya and Tamina, who were defeated by the champions Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. I love that team, by the way. Sami Zayn is defeated by Kevin Owens in a Logan Paul debut at WrestleMania. We already had Jake Paul, but this is Logan Paul's show up. For the WWE US Championship, Matt Riddle, the champion, loses to Sheamus. In a match that we all would soon forget, Nigerian drum fight for the Intercontinental Championship. Champion Big E loses to Apollo Crews.
I had such high expectations, and they just refused to put any money into the budget. There was a whole Marvel movie that told you how to do this. The Nigerian drum fight was supposed to be the equivalent of Challenge Day.
Challenge Day, absolutely.
You had one job, and you completely shit the bed. One job, and you completely fucked off your task.
For the Raw Women's Championship, Rhea Ripley defeats Asuka, who was the champion. And in a triple threat match for the Universal Championship, Daniel Bryan and Edge lose to Roman Reigns, who is now with the blood. It's the bloodline with Paul Heyman and right hand man Jey Uso. I'm sorry, that's nice. I'm sorry. I'm jumping. This is night 2. Wait, did I jump two nights? I did jump 2 nights. My bad. Let me back up on this one. Cesaro and Seth Rollins. This is night 1. Cesaro and Seth Rollins. Cesaro wins. AJ Styles and Omos defeat the New Day for the tag team championships.
Boy, we thought Omos had a rocket on him.
His debut match, he wins a belt. Braun Strowman defeated Shane McMahon in a steel cage match. And boy, this is where it gets hard, Suave.
Pause.
Bad Bunny and Damian Priest defeat Miz and Morrison.
Okay.
And then for the SmackDown Women's Championship, Bianca Belair defeats Sasha Banks, who is your champion.
Unquestioned MVP for me.
Bruh, let me tell you something, man. I got a lump right here thinking about that one, the start of that match.
Pause. Yeah, I understand.
2 women of color literally etching their names in the annals of history. This was amazing work. You want to see how it's done? You do this.
I'll get with your mama because I ain't finna change my answer.
Man, it's amazing work here. Amazing work. Yeah, that's the MVP. But close second would be Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. Simply because Bad Bunny was the number one artist in the world at that time, even now. And comes in to a relatively crowd-friendly environment for him. And puts on the Bunny Destroyer. That we
led to a future PLE pay-per-view and potentially arguably the best entrance in WWE pay-per-view history.
That might
Bad Bunny Puerto Rico. That might be the best entrance ever.
It might be the best entrance in wrestling history. Like there are certain things I watch to get into like a good mood, like Charles Hamilton walking into the barbershop and getting roasted by Serious Jones in the 16-bar freestyle while he was still trying to battle rap this dude. That puts me in a good mood. The goosebumps and the chills I get when I hear Bad Bunny just serenaded with his own music in Puerto Rico.
Chambea became my favorite Bad Bunny song just off of this.
I can't hear that at the beginning and not hear the crowd in the back of my head at this point. Yeah, by far. Yeah.
Chambea.
Yeah, but Bianca and Sasha, yeah.
Definitely. Without question.
Yeah. Night 2. All right, let's do this the right way. My bad. Randy,
you skip, but you know what the answer is.
Yeah, well,
just go straight to the end.
Yeah, Randy Orton and The Fiend, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler. We talked about that. Talked about Sami Zayn.
I forgot about that. Randy and The Fiend. Jeez.
Yeah, yeah. That everybody forgot about that one. This was.
He refused to do right by Bray.
I hate the fact that this was The Fiend's exodus before his illness and his return, and then ultimately his demise
after he had been set on fire.
Yeah, and the crowd was like, "What is this?" Yeah.
Oh, the crowd was so lit for the entrance, and then equally as disappointed in the finish.
The rain from night 1 should have came out here on night 2 for this one, and I hate to say that about both these guys because they both deserve so much better than this. But yeah, but jumping to the end because I already went through the other matches. The MVP by far, Tribal Chief, defeating Edge and Daniel Bryan. 38. Now we started have a little fun again. 38, we go back to Arlington. It didn't have the luster of the first one, but we sure had some surprises. Two night. Go ahead.
I just said we're still in pandemic aftermath.
Yep, but we're itching up close to 100,000 people though because it's Texas.
Right. We're healing, sorta. Texas.
We're healing and spreading once again. So this super spreader event that was WrestleMania 38. Texas said, out of here. We ain't having it. For the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, Night 1, champions, the Usos, defeat Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs, who you can catch on Amazon Prime on your new season of American Gladiators.
Good for him.
Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin.
Those are two names you ain't heard in a while.
Drew McIntyre defeats Happy Corbin. The Miz and Logan Paul defeat Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio in happier times. For the Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair defeats Becky Lynch. In your return to home, Seth Rollins is defeated by Cody Rhodes, which that is your MVP.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey is defeated by Chick Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Chick Flair retains, and in a no holds barred match that was really just a send off, Steve Austin defeats Kevin Owens. But yeah, by far, by the story, by the pop, by the longevity, by the storytelling afterwards, and God, especially in that Hell in a Cell. Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, by far, like, it's not even close how far this was ahead of the rest of the pack. Night 2, Raw Tag Team Championships in the triple threat. Alpha Academy taking on the Street Profits, and they're defeated by your champions, RK Bro, which was a great team. Randy Orton and Matt Riddle. Omos is defeated by Bobby Lashley after a year of running roughshod. This is how Omos had to go out. But the right person won there. Anything goes match. Sami Zayn defeated by Johnny Knoxville. The first time I saw this match, I absolutely hated it. I went back and watched it again. It is hilarious. I encourage everybody to go watch this match.
Better than it had any right to be.
It's living well in history. That's for sure. For the women's tag team championships in the Fatal 4-Way, your champions Carmella and Queen of the Ring Zelina Vega losing to Sasha Banks and Naomi. Also in the match, Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, and Natalya and Shayna Baszler. Edge defeated AJ Styles. Sheamus and Ridge Holland. The Brawling Brutes. With Butch losing defeats the New Day. Too fast though, because New Day did not deserve to lose in a minute. Austin Theory defeated by Pat McAfee, and then Mr. McMahon defeats Pat McAfee, and then a winner take all for the WWE Universal Championship and the WWE Championship. Roman Reigns defeats Brock Lesnar.
But you forgot a match in between there. Mr. McMahon, Vince McMahon beat Gravity. Just saying.
Oh Lord.
For those of you who saw the stunner, you know exactly what I mean.
There's been some bad stunners. There's been some bad stunners.
And they're all his. Like, I think almost every terrible stunner in the history of the move with Steve Austin belongs to a McMahon.
And
Vince and Linda have the worst.
Boy, and Pat McAfee actually
God bless him.
Yeah.
God bless him. He tried hard.
Yeah. All right.
He tried harder than everybody though, but that's a different story.
39 WrestleMania goes back to Hollywood. The matches that this is when you're realizing that you stack these long one night cards and put them in 2 nights, and it makes more sense. But at the same time, it still seems like a bit too much. I'll explain. U.S. title on the line. John Cena loses to Austin Theory. WrestleMania Showcase Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. Wait, what? Exactly. Viking Raiders taking on Alpha Academy, taking on Ricochet and Braun Strowman, losing to the Street Profits. Logan Paul loses to Seth Rollins with KSI at ringside. For the it's in a 6-women tag team match. Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch defeat Damage Control. Rey Mysterio defeats Dominic Mysterio in a Daddy Gonna Whoop Your Ass match. For the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship, your champion Chick Flair loses to Rhea Ripley. The Miz is defeated by Pat McAfee. And then for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defeat the Usos. And looking back at this, I really wish I could say that the other way around. But sadly, I think this is your MVP of night 1. It was a culmination of Sami Zayn actually finally getting something. And he's doing it along his best friend. Alongside his best friend.
I'll go MVP just cause it's the culmination of, it solidifies the bloodline for the cinema and the greatness that it is as far as contributing to the overall value of the product business wise. It's the first time the WWE tag titles, or there's a tag team championship match as the main event of a WrestleMania. Not a tag team match, because we know that's WrestleMania 1.
Right, but tag team, an undisputed tag team title match.
And this is something that Daniel Bryan actually set into motion via promo a couple of years before. When he was teaming with Eric Rowan and going through his, hemp belt phase.
Yeah, hemp hooray.
He was really like, we're going to be the greatest tag team ever, and we're going to be the first tag team to main event a WrestleMania. And that's when it became a thing like, oh, you know what? That's never happened. I wonder if they can pull it off. Well, guess who did? Oos Gang or Don't Bang.
And they round out the entire weekend in the main event spot.
And I still say they should have won.
Once again, if you're not going on last, you better go on first. Brock Lesnar defeats Omos, and Brock Lesnar's at the crib. Fatal 4-way tag team match in the showcase. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler defeat Shayna Baszler defeat Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya and Shotzi, and Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. In a Intercontinental title match, Drew McIntyre and Sheamus lose to Walter in our house. For the Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair defeats Asuka. Snoop defeats The Miz, like SNOOP, DOGG. Yes, that happened. The Demon Finn Balor takes his first pin at WrestleMania in a Hell in a Cell against Edge, who was at the time leading the Judgment Day. And for the Universal title, Roman Reigns defeats Cody Rhodes to start the story.
Wait, it was Dom and Ray was on night 1 or night 2?
Dom and Ray was on night 1.
Okay, cool. So yeah, that took my other potential MVP off the table. I mean, look, we're Tribal Chief. We're getting money with the Tribal Chief. We ain't never really stopped getting money with the Tribal Chief. And this is pretty much where you see that if properly presented, Cody can be what he eventually became, which is QB1. What else has added more value to the product? Like you have your box office attraction, and then you have your next up.
Well, to add to that, let's go to Philadelphia for 40.
Yeah.
Because now we have the same parties that you just spoke of, main eventing 2 nights of WrestleMania in 2 different matches. Starting it off for the for the women's world title, Rhea Ripley defeats Becky Lynch. For a 6-pack ladder match for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships, the New Day, the New Catch Republic of Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, DIY, Finn Balor and Damian Priest of Judgment Day, and they're defeated by Awesome Truth, who retrieved the Raw Tag Team Championships, and A-Town Down, who retrieved the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. So you basically had 2 sets of champions, and you could have had one tag team champion with both belts, both sets of belts.
I don't know why you have tag team belts for 2 brands when you don't like tag team wrestling to begin with.
Let alone to have a match that long to showcase both of them. I digress. In a tag team match, Rey Mysterio and Andrade taking on, representing the LWO, that is, taking on Santos Escobar and Dirty Dom Mysterio. Jey Uso defeats Jimmy Uso in the letdown of the night. Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi, aka the Cocoa Butter Combat Club, take on the Damage Control in a 6-woman tag team match just to solidify Jade Cargill's dominance in the E.
Such good shit.
Sami Zayn defeats Walter in our house to become the Intercontinental champion. And then we have a tag team match. The Rock and Roman Reigns as the Bloodline defeating Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. And the winner of this match, well, the stipulation for this match was, if The Rock and Roman Reigns win, then night 2's main event with Cody and Roman will be held under Bloodline rules. And so that's exactly what the hell we got. Bloodline freaking rules. Going into night 2, the story of Drew McIntyre continues.
That's your MVP?
Well, no, what for night 1?
Yeah.
Bloodline.
Indeed. It turned into a video game mode. In 2K25, you can play a game under Bloodline rules.
45 minutes of chaos and a stellar ass whooping by The Rock to Cody in front of his mama. For night 2, Drew McIntyre defeats Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. And then Damian Priest decides to cash in. Drew McIntyre held that belt for what? Little under 5 minutes. CM Punk acts a fool with Drew McIntyre outside because Drew McIntyre is gloating. Damian Priest comes and cashes in. Drew McIntyre is the champion. 9 seconds. Is no longer your champion after 9 seconds. That, I believe, is the fastest title change in a match in WWE WrestleMania history. Before that, it was 18 seconds with Daniel Bryan. In a Philadelphia street fight with your special guest referee, Bubba Ray Dudley, the Pride, which consisted of Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, with B-Fab at ringside, taking on the Final Testament of Karrion Kross, Akam, and Rezar. And talk about a fall from grace, Akam and Rezar. But meanwhile, Karrion Kross out here collecting belts. I don't know if you saw that or not, but yeah, he out here.
He collecting deposits, show retainers.
L.A. Knight, defeats AJ Styles. Logan Paul and I Show Speed retain the U.S. tag or the U.S. championship over Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens and Randy Orton in a tag team match. Oh, I'm sorry. Triple threat. Tripping. For the women's championship, Bayley defeats Io Sky. Io Sky was the champion at the time, and Bayley gets her title reign. And then in the Bloodline rules, Cody finishes his story, defeating Roman Reigns, and my MVP for the night 2.
It's kind of hard to argue against that. It is what it is.
I mean, the build was just insane all the way around. But we still...
The backstory of how we got there, like the stuff they told in front of the camera, the stuff they ended up eventually telling behind the camera about how we even got to both of those nights' main events. I mean, come on. The only one I could think of that would potentially have been an MVP would have been the whole situation with Seth losing to Drew and then Damian Priest cashing in and CM Punk being involved, because it led to the feud of the year. It continued Drew's 5-year run story arc. You got a lot of good business out of that. You main evented a couple pay-per-views with that story. Carried a lot of television with that.
Yeah. So for weeks on end, you got some of Cody's best promo work. Tons of hearkening back to Dusty with that. Just classic Paul. Paul Heyman is the God MC for a reason. And no one should ever forget that.
Oh, yeah. I don't disagree with anything you're saying, but I was talking about just between CM Punk and Drew.
Yeah.
Just what they were able to do for weeks and weeks on end, because Seth is out because he gets some type of procedure done on his knee after that. Roman basically takes some time off as, trying to regroup from his loss. So you're down. CM Punk is still hurt. You're down a couple of major players, and you're trying to figure out how this is gonna all work till we get everybody back on. And then The Rock is back getting money elsewhere,
getting stupid money. And if we don't know what we talk about, let's bring it up to 41, bring up the speed, and this will explain exactly why he's not at 42. Night 1 for the World Heavyweight Championship, Walter, your champion, defeated by Jey Uso. After a 2-week reign as U.S. champion, they feel they can strap the rocket to the back of Jey Uso, and he puts Walter to sleep. We will take it. We got more bloodline gang with gold. For the World Tag Team Championship, your champions, the New Day, taking on the War Raiders. New Day defeat the War Raiders to regain their tag team championships another time. Jade Cargill defeats Naomi. This is where Caution Naomi, who threw Jade Cargill through the windshield, takes full center stage. This feud lasts all the way through Revolution up until the point of Naomi even cashing in her Money in the Bank contract that she wins at Revolution on Asuka. Or was it Asuka? Or was it Asuka and Rhea Ripley? She pulls to Seth Rollins and wins the belt. For the United States Championship, your champion LA Knights defeated by the Samoan Werewolf Jacob Fatu, more gang. El Grande Americano defeats Rey Fenix. Tiffany Stratton wins the retains the WWE Women's Championship over Chick Flair. And this is when Chick Flair literally knocked the teeth out of Tiffany Stratton's mouth. The Chick Flair liberties are in full effect here. In a triple threat match, Seth Rollins defeats Roman Reigns and CM Punk. And CM Punk had Paul Heyman in his corner for this match. And this is what begins the Vision. Because of the impact of the Vision and the mainstay of Roman Reigns, this is my MVP. And it would have been Jay had his reign been longer.
True, because we were really, really set up to get money with Jay. Like, we were moving merchandise, we were infusing culture into the product. We were poised to do some really good things, and then you just kind of pulled the plug for whatever undisclosed reasons.
And I really hope it wasn't because of a missed dive on the Raw after Mania.
No, if I'm to believe, you know what? To hell with it. 51 days wasn't it? Yeah. Even if you wanted to pull the plug, you didn't do it. Yep. even if it was never meant to be a long reign, the way it was handled and executed left a lot to be desired. I agree with you. That's the MVP for night one.
Night two, triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. The champion Io Sky defeats Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. In a Sin City street fight, and again, I meant to mention this. We're in Vegas for round one. Drew McIntyre defeats Damian Priest. There's Drew again. In a fatal four-way for the Intercontinental Championship, your champion Braun Breaker, who defeated Jey Uso for that title, by the way, taking on Finn Balor, Penta, and defeated by Dominic Mysterio, who became the Intercontinental Champion at this event. In an open challenge, Randy Orton is defeated by Joe Hendry. I'm sorry, Randy Orton defeats Joe Hendry, by the way. RKO the shit out of him. Logan Paul defeats AJ Styles for the Women's Tag Team Championship. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, the champions, defeated by Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch. And for the undisputed WWE Championship, champion at this point champion shit, John Cena is defeated by defeats Cody Rhodes to retain and become the Unseen 17. Do we have to pick an MVP for this night?
You're the one who said two nights, so yeah, we do. Thank yourself for what we're doing right now.
For the wrong reasons, John Cena and Cody Rhodes.
You're proud of yourself?
No, I hate me.
We were able to move merch off this. In the short term, we moved merch. We did the retirement tour. We got what we got out of heel Cena, which I feel like, for me and what I thought it could have been, it under-delivered.
For the world too, because I mean, shortly after that, that's literally when the plug was pulled. Like right after SummerSlam, the plug was pulled from that whole heel fiasco.
The night before SummerSlam, they pulled the plug.
Oh, there you go.
He pulled the plug on SmackDown the night before. Like, yeah, I'm done with this shit. We're just gonna go have a match. Literally, loosely translated.
And then they announced that 42 was going to be in New Orleans. And then not long after that, pulled the plug on New Orleans and said, we're going back to Vegas on your head.
Right. We've had a double dip on this price gouging.
And this is bargain budget mania with probably 25% less crowd. Matter of fact, let me do that real quick. Hold on 1 second here, because they were proud of these numbers. Let's see here, 41.
Considering what they paid, I'd be proud of them numbers too.
Night 1, year 1, 58,538. Night 2, year 1, 60,103. For 42, we pull that. Night 1, 50,816. Night 2, 55,256. And this is with discounts. So you still had a dramatic drop in numbers with discounts off of high ass tickets. I digress. We lived through this in real time, people. Pencil pushers. We talked about it on the show, so we here now. We going right back at it. Night 1, 6-man tag action. Usos and LA Knight taking on Division and ISO Speed, where your moment of the night came when ISO Speed gave that hellacious frog splash through the table onto Austin Theory. And this was on ESPN. This was on actual TV. Jacob Fatu defeats Drew McIntyre, also on actual TV. And then for the actual Mania matches, Fatal 4-Way for the Women's Tag Team Championship, Nikki Bella is hurt, replaced with a returning Paige to defeat the Irresistible Forces, Chick Flair, Alexa Bliss, and Bayley and Lara Valkyria. For the Women's Intercontinental Championship, Becky Lynch finally defeats AJ Lee. For bragging rights, Walter defeats Seth Rollins. For the Women's World Title, the champion Stephanie Velveeta loses to Liv Morgan. And in the Undisputed Championship match, Randy Orton, trying for number 15, loses to Cody Rhodes, with Pat McAfee at ringside. If Randy Orton loses, Pat McAfee is no longer will no longer be seen in wrestling. Pat McAfee seconded Randy Orton to the ring, was put through a table by Jelly Roll, and then came back out in the referee's outfit once the referee took a bump. And Randy Orton RKO'd him for coming out there and counting 2.
It just doesn't sound real.
All that actually happened. That was the match.
We sat through that. Who is the MVP of night 1?
I'm going to say Jacob and Drew.
I find a hard time arguing. I could try to make it the 6-man tag just because of the eyes involved from a streaming perspective, because it's on ESPN too, so that means by proxy more people are supposed to be able to see this.
Millions of people around the world are able to watch it because of IShow Speed and Logan Paul.
Exactly.
However, it's a one-off. It's a flash in the pan. It's the what's that? Hostage by a prisoner of the moment.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a net neutral because you don't see IShow Speed again. And actually, I'm kind of under the impression if I'm booking, you get IShow Speed back involved somewhere around SummerSlam to kind of be somewhere close to the Street Profits when they take on the Vision and finally become tag champs again. And
if you're rebuilding factions, I mean, and if you really want to give IShow Speed a chance to see what he can do, you don't let him win it. Put his ass in New Orleans and Money in the Bank in September.
That might be a little bit too much for him. Like that might be too much dip on his chip. Not because he can't perform, but because you can jump off shit, but what happens when you get thrown through shit?
This, especially something like a ladder.
Like, it's cool when you jump. How do you react when you get thrown?
Darby, we're asking you this question.
Oh no, we know Darby's figured his out already.
Fast forward to night 2. To kick it off, Oba Femi defeats Brock Lesnar. Afterwards, Brock Lesnar literally retires in the ring and is home before the show is over. In a 6-pack ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Great match, by the way. Rey Mysterio, Penta, Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, and Rusev, with Penta winning. For the United States Championship, Sami Zayn is defeated by Trick Williams. In a street fight, the Demon Finn Balor defeats Sami Zayn. Women's Championship, champion Jade Cargill defeated by Rhea Ripley. I think the wrong person really won this match here, but we can run this one back. We got years on this one.
The Demon beat Dom.
I'm sorry, you're right. I said defeated by. Yep, the Demon Finn Balor defeated Dominic. Yes, and then for the World Heavyweight Championship, your champion CM Punk falls to Roman Reigns in the daily acknowledgement. It's hard for me to say, considering how much we talked about this match, and I've watched it again. Maybe top 5 match of WrestleMania history with Roman Reigns and CM Punk.
However, in my opinion, not the MVP.
Really? I think my answer could change in a couple of years, but I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, do you know where I'm going with this? Hi. So there's actually
there are 3 contenders for MVP with this.
You are absolutely correct. So my choice for MVP, because of the magnitude of the win, where he is projected to go, and the way that the crowd has taken to him, characteristics, over Femi effectively squashing Brock Lesnar in his retirement match, for me, is the MVP. You have put a man in position to print money. All you have to do is not fuck it up. Take your hands off of it. You've done what you need to do. Now all you have to do is book him regularly. Don't book him in anything stupid, and slow play it to a world title match. He should only have one, and when he has that one, he should win it.
All right. So I can concede under one condition. Number one, Roman Reigns and CM Punk, top 5 WrestleMania match all time. I'm still sticking that there. So we'll put that to the side. That's not a point for you to argue with me.
That's fair.
What I need you to do is give that exact same explanation for the other MVP candidate. The exact same. Change the names.
On the blue brand, we are printing money with Trick Williams.
All you have to do
is continue to not fuck this up. Don't book him in anything. Well, I can't say don't book him in anything stupid, because you've already done that. You've already chat WWE'd him a couple times. And the fact that he was able to hold his own and make it passable is just more of a cosign on how good he's going to be in the future. And you gave him a sidekick. Lil Yachty is the biggest blessing that happened to WWE TV in a long time when it comes to celebrity involvement. He is a happy accident.
It made you forget the happy accident that happened, or the unhappy accident that happened at 41.
I cannot name 5 Lil Yachty songs.
I can't name one.
I was just being, generous by saying 5, because I could look up and get one. But I do know
people can call that Uncle OG energy all you want to. I just know you won't say it to my face. But go ahead.
I mean, look, just the environments I've been in never called for that. That's all. I am an admirer and a fan of his sneaker game. Obviously, we have something in common between sneakers and professional wrestling. He has been knocking his role out of the park, performing well on television. He's done more to change the crowd perspective about celebrity involvement than probably anybody else who's been involved over the last 2 or 3 years. That includes Jelly Roll, and that includes Travis Scott.
Dog, do you understand that they're still both heels? It's just that Sammy is hated more than Trick and Yachty. Sammy is hated more than Trick and Yachty are loved.
They faces at my address.
They haven't changed the thing. I've said numerous times, you can stay the course be exactly who you are, not change a thing, and the crowd would dictate what side of the fence that you're on. That's Trick Williams and Lil Yachty. I don't care for Lil Yachty at all. I mean, he's adding to the element. Whenever he's gone, I hate to say it, he's going to be missed from Trick Williams' side. And it's probably going to be when Trick Williams turns back heel again, if it ever happens. However,
I'm going to keep it G with you. At this point, because of Yachty's influencer level nature and the fact that he has a lot of clout in terms of other ventures, he fits the TKO narrative. You should go ahead and offer him a contract.
And on that note, that's your rundown. 1 through 42, we named your MVP matches, not your MVP talent, your MVP matches for every WrestleMania. This is something that you can run back. Go if you even heard a match that you want to like go back and take a watch for yourself. You have the access. We just gave it to you. Hit us up. Let us know what you think. Actually, we don't give a shit what you think, but just hit us up anyway. BrokenPencilBC at gmail.com, at BrokenPencilBC on all things socialist, at BrokenPencilBC on what?
Everything.
I said what?
Everything.
What?
Everything.
Everything and
everything.
Suave, take him to the house.
Pencil pushers. Like, rate, share, subscribe. Tell a friend. Tell that friend to tell a friend.
And then
tell that friend again. Remember, new rules to the Big Belt giveaway. The first person who gets spotted on WWE or AEW television wearing Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast merchandise, reach out to us. It's an automatic win for one of the belts.
If you get spotted on even TNA with WWE merchandise, I will give you the merch of your choosing, not including the big belt. I'm adding to that.
Interesting. Either way, get the merch, get on TV,
tag
get
us.
something free.
Tag us. Because we're going to see it anyway, but I need you to,
we need to know who's who.
Is you gang or is you not?
Is you rolling?
I might be.
Heads up. Pencils down.
Whole lot of fucking gang shit.